All right, so here today we are talking about something very simple. We're talking about how to make your one and only RAPI better. We're going to be jumping into it as far as we can, going over team building, how to make the character stronger, how to make the entire team as possible where, hey, RAPI gets the most benefits from that. We're talking about character building, investing properly, putting the right stats, the right gear, the right slots, everything correctly, building the skills as well, everything to the highest degree we can. That's the point of today's video. New to the channel, like and subscribe, it helps out a ton. Let's hop into things. First things first, let's make something clear here. RAPI Red Hood is a both B1 and B3 character. Depending on the positioning you're putting the character is first how the character can either DPS or buff better. You have to make sure that is clear. A lot of new players pick up the game. They have no idea what a B1 and a B3 is. Let's go over this very simply. A B1 in this game basically means the character will burst first. A B2 means you burst second based on the position, and then B3 you burst third depending on, again, the position. Depending on, hey, there's a B3 in front of me, so that B3 goes first before I do. Depending on how you put your team together, if RAPI has a different B1 on the team, so if you have a B1 symbol over here, if somebody else is on the team, she cannot burst at B1, she bursts at B3. That means you're negating a lot of her damage, but you are buffing the team in them doing more damage, and that's how that operates. And yes, she's a great B1 and a great B3, so please keep that in mind when building this character. Just know there's two positions to have her in, and both positions are great. That sounded horrible. Oh my god, don't use that as a thing. That could be taken multiple ways. Beyond that, let's keep going here. So, B1, B3, that's done out of the way. When it comes to first gaining extra stats, please realize that you can actually buff up the character through the affection system that will give you some additional attack, additional HP, additional stats altogether. Remember that more dupes on the character will obviously lead to more affection, which will obviously lead to more stats. You might be seeing somebody who's core 7 obviously picking up a lot more damage than you ever could because they are core 7. Dupes on this character matter because it does help out. Whether or not it's worth it, that is fully up to you and how much you're willing to invest into the game and into the character, okay? Beyond that, let's get into gear time. Or rather, we work our way up, basically work our way from the top, or bottom to top. There we go. Whoa. Okay, let's keep it going. So, first things first, over here, we have the Harmony Cube. What Harmony Cube is the best for RAPI? There's two of them, okay? You can consider, because the character is an MG, you can consider, if you don't have enough, OL ammo lines, go Bastion. Okay, if you do have enough OL lines and you run Crown, you might just want to go Resilience and go and buff up the ammo, reload speed. That might be the better pick. It depends on the situation, the team building as well. What cube is best are both Bastion and Resilience. Depending on the positioning, depending on the team, depending on how many ammo lines are there, it will change. So, what do I recommend? Once built properly and Crown is there, it might be Resilience. That might be the high thing to go for. But if that's not what you have, you don't have the max lines of ammo, and you're not really running Crown, you might want to go Bastion, and that will be the best benefit for you, upping the reload, or upping the ammo count, okay? MG characters love Bastion and Cube. In this case, because of how you're investing and who you're teaming up with, Resilience might be the shiner, okay? That's the big thing, all right? Pretty simple, cool, we like to see it. Next up, when it comes to skills. When investing with skills in Nikke, you invest in skills this way. You will push them to 4, and then an increase happens. You push them to 7, then an increase happens. You push them to 10, then an increase happens. Like the bigger increase, okay? Now, in this case, when we ever say, hey, build your skills 4, 4, 4, what that means is you push this to 4, and this to 4. If you say 7, 7, 7, you push them all to 7, 7, 7. If you say, yo, build your character 7, 4, 7, that's putting a 7 over here, a 4 over here, and a 7 over here. That's what that means. When it comes to building this character, she will be built as simple as possible in just the same increment. If this is 4 and this is 7, no. Build 4, 4, 4, then go from there. Then 7, 7, 7 in order. It doesn't really matter. All of her skills are equally powerful. There's no such thing as, oh, I'll build skill 2 first because that's, no. Just build them as you go down and just build them that way. Depending on what you have, just go that way. It's pretty simple because there's a lot of buffs over here for B1 and the B3 position. Over here, her skill 2 is very hard hitting. And over here, this all ties back into the kit. So how to build a kit? You just want to max her to 10, 10, 10, and that's it. Just increments of 4, 4, 4, 7, 7, 7, 10, 10, 10. Pretty simple, nothing crazy. Every skill has to get some loving, okay? All right, every part of RAPI has to get loved. Same way this way, gotta do it that way, all right? Cool, simple, easy. when it comes to building gear, okay, building gear in this game is a little bit painful. It's a little rough. Okay, I want to show you what my gear set looks like, dude. Some of these gears are horrible. I have not much materials, man. What the hell is this game? I've been rolling for a bit now. I think I used like 70. Okay, I'm not even joking here. It's been rough, but altogether, when it comes to building this character properly, how the testers have already done this. So JP testers already knew the best ammo and everything. Day one, they knew it December 25th when the kit got revealed, and everyone said it's 4 elemental, 4 attack, 4 ammo. Okay, and that stayed true. When testers tested it out, they were like, okay, you gotta go and get 4 elemental damage. You gotta get 4 attack lines, 4 ammo lines. That's what you want to go for the best built RAPI around. Because remember, the character scales off ammo to a degree. The more ammo you have, more uptime you have, okay? Or less uptime, whatever the phrase is properly. You have that ability to proc skills quicker. Now, with 4 ammo lines, she becomes a monster. With crown aiding, she becomes a monster. With the additional attack and elemental, especially with a character like Fire, who wants to be teamed up with some characters part of her element, you will see some massive damage, massive abilities. It is 10 out of freaking 10 when you were to look at this, and when you were, and if you were to build it correctly, you will see a massive change in what RAPI is. And you might be like, dude, big number. Oh my God, 52. You can take that number and probably get it upwards of 10, 20 million, 30 million increase just because proccing the skills quicker gives her such a benefit. So when it comes to skills, in increments, get it to 444, 777, 10, 10, 10. Just go up and down in that order. It doesn't matter. All the skills are powerful in their own way, and they all need to be upgraded. So I'll just do it in that way. When it comes to building her gear, 4, 4, 4. It's going to be 4 elemental lines, 4 attack lines, and 4 ammo lines. When it comes to building on teams, that's a very core thing. This is where RAPI will either shine or fail, depending on how you build her team. So let's do this. Team building is going to be a very big part of this character, and a thing that this character will kind of need, okay? And it's going to be a thing where also in the position you're putting her in, she will do different things, whether it be buffing up the team, whether it be DPSing only and full sending every hardcore DPS you could want. This character is obviously that of 2 things, okay? She can do 2 things and do those 2 things very well. For in the case of, hey, what B1s can I pair in with RAPI Red Hood? For this case, let's talk about that. We're going to start our way and work our way down. Alice Bunny, want to go and run it, you're more than welcome to. It's up to you. You have D Killer Wife, you want to run it, up to you. Great fire comp here. Litter, kind of the one that I've seen run the most. She's a great option and a great character that you can consider using at any point. Keep it going over here. We do have something, nothing on this row. Over here, you could consider, I've seen people talk about the B1 for Red Hood and then proceed from that part. Kind of going to other B1s as well. Up to you if that is what you want to go for. Rouge, if you want to, that could be an option. Tia, right? Obviously, Tia is still a functional character. It doesn't just exist that Tia doesn't exist anymore, okay? Thing is, you need Tia, another B1, then RAPI, okay? Because RAPI can't be the B1 if Tia exists, because Tia is a B1. So you have to have, like, Litter or somebody else running at that time in order for that to work. Well, what I say the top picks are when it comes to running RAPI Red Hood, it depends. D Killer Wife would be great for some fire comps. Litter on the top right would be great for most comps. Tia will be great with the Naga comp, and pretty simple. That's kind of there if you don't have Crown. That's what you'll have to run, okay? Thing is, again, you're just eating up to T1 spots, which is fine if that's what you need to do, okay? For this spots, that's kind of what you want to go when it comes to building up your B1. Decide, go with that. When it comes to B2, though, we have a bit maybe more options. The Blanc and Noir comp still exist. You want to go Blanc, B3 Noir. If that's what you have, it's like a budget team, but you can go for that. It's going to be fine. You have Crown. Crown is going to help a lot. It's going to be a really good pair with RAPI Red Hood. Hence why you definitely want to maybe consider picking up her at some point, hopefully, and, using her, okay? Dala still exists for CDR and whatnot if you want to. I've seen the Grave comp work very well for Fire Team. If that's what you want to go and invest into, she is going to be great for that, and that's up to you if that's what you are, per se, chasing. Okay, obviously Naga teamed up with Crown, similar to my last video, right? Naga, Crown, Litter, B3 Red Hood, RAPI Red Hood, and then B3 Cinderella, and that's like a great comp as well. Definitely one of the more used ones when it comes to things over here, right? Not much to really look at. Then we run into our B3 category. In this category, there's a lot of options to team up with RAPI. Whether you're using RAPI as a support, some of these characters will do things differently. For example, run RAPI Red Hood as a support. Alice is gonna love you for days, and she's gonna do great numbers, okay? Run somebody like Cinderella teamed up with her, and you're gonna have some very high DPS. Team up somebody for Pierce. Let's go, hey, we're gonna go Red Hood, regular Red Hood. That's there too. Go in the bottom right over here. Let's go Scarlet Black Shadow. That's gonna fully function. Let's go Water Team. Water Team has actually been tested also. Water Team is actually insane. Go Ludmilla, go Quincy for water weak stages. Then run RAPI Red Hood, I believe, as the buffer, or as the DPS, and you will see a very different comp from that, which is super cool how that's been designed. And that is a cool thing that you can, if wanted to, run into and implement, which is kind of nice. So that is a functionality too, which is just RAPI Red Hood is really good in her category, hence that. Ein is there as your B3 if that's what you want to go for as well. Just depending on what you have to use, that's what you can use. RAPI Red Hood, Modernia, Red Hood, Cinderella, Scarlet Black Shadow, the Water Team, run that sort of comp there. Depends if you need Blanc and Noir, you go Blanc, and then obviously Noir is your B3. And then from that point onwards, Alice if you're running Fire Team, Asuka if you're running Fire Team as well. Depends on what you're going for with that entire route there. That's when it comes to team building, okay? So for example, like Gogo, I need some like core teams. You told me what to build, but now how do I build these teams, okay? Obviously, as I've shown in other videos and such, one of the core teams that everybody's kind of running, Crown, Naga, Litter, Red Hood, RAPI Red Hood. That's there. Now, Red Hood can be replaced for 10,000 different B3s, so consider replacing those. Gogo, I don't have, Crown. Now what do? Hey, do Tia, Naga, RAPI Red Hood, and so on and so forth. Pick the B3s. Yeah? You have your B1. Sorry. Let's do it again. Litter, Tia, Naga. Now pick the B3s, okay? Because you need, when running Tia, another B1 present in order to buff that and in order for that to work. That's still a functionality, and that still fully operates. Beyond that, okay, let's say, yo, Gogo, I don't like any of these comps here. I'm not liking them. Do this. Just run RAPI Red Hood as not the DPS. Run her as the B1. Now formulate some sort of team like, hey, I'm going to run RAPI Red Hood. I'm going to run, let's say, Crown, Naga, and then from that point onwards, your B2s are fair game. Whatever you want that to be, your B3s are yours. Go, let's say, Alice, and then Asuka. Fire team, some sort of fire team like that, and boom, you're done. That's how it's going to come to team building. There's a lot of different pickups, a lot of different options. If all B2s I listed, being Tia and Crown, aren't what you got, just go Blanc, Noir, do it that way. If that's not what you got as well, from that point, you can always consider just a normal CDR comp, like, hey, let's do Dala and such. There is Pierce comp also. Maxwell is a great character to receive the buffs from RAPI Red Hood and then do a lot of great damage. That's also there. It's been tested also on Electric Team. They tested on Electric Team to see the differences and such. And she did somehow better on Electric Team than Rouge. People were testing, just so you know, Rouge as the B1 and seeing how things worked on Electric Team. So let's say you're running Rouge. Let's say you're running Ein, Anise, Crown, Cinderella, right? That's like the sort of like core Electric Team. They tested by replacing Rouge, putting RAPI Red Hood into the position, and then saw like, hey, well, what happened? And guess what? The damage was somehow better from RAPI Red Hood buffing versus that, which is crazy. So that's there, right? So RAPI Red Hood, Cinderella, Ein, Anise, Crown. When it comes to team building for a Electric Strong stage, that's your team. So in most positions, it's a really cool test here. And this character can fit in so many things and do somehow better than most characters, which is super cool. If the stage needs healing, you have to always consider that as well, that a healer may need to be present in order to farm that stage or clear that stage. But that's just core team building in my opinion. Hopefully it made sense, and hopefully you guys can help or get help from this. Hopefully. All right, take care, have fun. That's been it. That's all I got for you.